SureDog.com here with Matt Lindland. The morning after, your protege Chael Sonnen went out there, dominated Anderson Silva for 23 minutes, only to lose by a triangle choke at the end, a Hail Mary by Anderson Silva. What are your thoughts, now that you've had a little bit of time to reflect on the fight?
I still don't know what happened, in the end there. But, it was a triangle or armbar or something. It was a submission hold, regardless. I'm proud of Chael no matter what. And, I don't do this, for the wins and losses. I do this because, I care about my athletes and I want to see him be successful. And I think he had a very successful performance. And I think he won over a lot of fans.
He came out to a lot of boos. And, he did a ton of talking leading up to this fight. Was he his own worst enemy, or do you think he...
I think Chael did a phenomenal job of promoting this fight. I think that the other fighters could learn a lot from Chael. And, people were talking about this is something new that Chael's done or whatever. And this is just... they were surprised that he was doing this, and it was like you're surprised that an elite guy is good at his job, and part of the job before you get in the ring is to promote the fight, to sell the pay-per-view, sell the tickets. I had a blueprint for this back when I fought Phil Baroni and the guys to sell fights. This isn't something new. It's just something that a lot of guys in this industry don't do. But I don't blame a lot of guys for not doing it. They're not. Most of these guys don't get a cut of the pay-per-view. Most of these guys, aren't making the big dollars. Maybe it's not worth their time to do that. And Chael's, he's a company guy though. He's down with the UFC. He loves his company and wants to be successful in the UFC. Adversity is what makes champions, and I think he had a little adversity last night. He had adversity in his first title shot against Paulo Filho, and we came back and we dominated him in the second match. And I'm looking forward to the rematch, and I'm looking forward to finding a way to finish this guy. Getting Chael some finishing techniques, whether it's punches, whether it's submissions. He needs to finish this guy. He's got the capability of finishing him. He just needs to go out there and do it.
What were your thoughts on Anderson Silva talking about a rib injury after the fight?
Yeah, everybody's hurt coming into fights. Chael had all kinds of injuries coming into this fight, and it's if you're doing your job, you're training, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get beat up, and you've got to trust your training partners to not hurt you, not cut you, and get you in there. But things happen, going into fights. Everybody's gets hurt, so I don't doubt that he was hurt.
You've had a chance to talk to him. What are his feelings like? I know he was devastated last night. Talked about it at the press conference. Has he had any chance to?
We didn't talk about it too much. Honestly, it was, he just surrounds himself with, family and a few close friends, and that's really all that matters. And, they're going to love him win or lose. It's the fans that really, at the end of the day, we want him to appreciate his fighting. We want him to continue to be fans of him and the sport. But at the end of the day, we're up in the room. We got 5-6 people up there, and we're just there for Chael. Win, lose, it doesn't matter. And so we didn't really talk about this and that. We just get him something to eat and let him rest a little bit.
How hard is it going to be to go back out there in that media spotlight after talking all that trash and then losing?
I don't think Chael's gonna have any problem getting back in that media. I think he needs that to help sell fights again. Rematches are tougher to sell than the first match, so I think he's got to go back.
Maybe not in this case.
When you have a performance like that, it might not be as hard to sell because I think people want to see the rematch for sure. So I hope it's he does twice as many pay-per-views next time for this rematch. And but I don't think it'd be hard for him to get out in the media and do his job. Do his job. I don't think it's going to be hard for him to get in the ring and do his job.
Dana White said Chael Sonnen believes everything he says.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, with the Lance Armstrong stuff and then going out and denying it, and what's going on there? Does he really believe that, or is that just part of selling the fight?
Allegedly,
Come on, you didn't have a Hispanic accent.
Isn't that the most ridiculous interview ever? You know, it's marketing, it's hype, it's, you know, it's just.
Don't you run the chance of people just not wanting to listen to you again if you say that outlandish of things?
I don't think so. I think people are looking forward to the next thing that comes out of his mouth. They're anticipating what's going to come next. They're not going to stop listening to him because he's crazy at talking. I think people want to hear this, and it's certainly fun. It's entertaining. You know, it's not as entertaining as a fight, but you know, it's entertaining. Kind of a preview of how entertaining the fight's going to be.
Will we see him again in 2010?
I hope so. I hope you know, we see him right back in there with Anderson in real short order. And I don't know what the UFC's plans are for a rematch yet, or if he's got to fight somebody to get that rematch or whatever. We're willing to do whatever. Chael's willing to take the rematch and to fight whoever he's got to get one. It doesn't matter.